What up, bros, and welcome to the All Bros Podcast. I'm Jonathan.
Nah, I'm Caleb.
And we are a couple of aspiring filmmakers that love to watch and critique movies, but also enjoy a bit of the nerd life. This week on the podcast, we got a bunch, like a shitload, it feels to talk about when it comes to adventures in hunting. Funko is doing Funkoween in May, I guess. So, got a shit ton with that. So, we'll be talking about all of those. As well as a Stephen King pop. And then after that, we'll be talking about this week's Blu-rays coming out. Got one title come from Universal that Caleb hasn't seen yet, sadly, but I checked out when it first came out. So good. Can't wait for Caleb to see it. I will definitely be picking it up. And then after that, we'll be skipping over this week's sneak peeks and what's in the box because there's absolutely nothing yet. One day. One day.
One day soon. We hope.
And then after that, we will be jumping into our main event of the evening, where I will be pitching my idea for a Freddy vs. Jason sequel.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. So, what do you say we get started, Caleb?
Say let's do it.
Sweet.
I'm Brucker.
I'm Levi.
And together we co-host a movie podcast called Film on the Rocks. On our movie podcast, we like to have fun with movies, and we don't like to break down movies beat by beat, scene by scene. We like to talk about what was fun about them. So we talk about our favorite scenes, sprinkle in some trivia, we debate whether or not they deserve a sequel, and we also talk about some drinking rules that they can have, such as drink every time Vince Vaughn stuffs his face in Wedding Crashers.
Or something we call the Yoda clause, which is every time Frank Oz jumps on a screen, finish your drink. You can find us on Google Podcast, iTunes, Stitcher, Spotify, or really anywhere you can find podcasts, if this sounds interesting to you.
Yes, and we also love listener interaction, and we also like to take movie requests, so you could reach out to us on Twitter at Film on the Rocks, Instagram, Film on the Rocks Podcast, or email us at fotrpodcast@gmail.com. Hope to hear from y'all.
Give us a listen.
All right, so starting off with Adventures in Hunting with Funko... We're actually going to start with two non-Funkoween exclusives. First up, we got a GameStop exclusive Joker. And this is Jack Nicholson's Joker, and it looks to be metallic. So this is kind of going to be like the original release of this pop, but it's kind of going to be like the chase, because the chase was him losing his makeup, but that one was metallic, at least somewhat. So this one, which is the regular version, is just completely metallic now.
That's pretty cool.
I hope that made some sense, because I feel I was so confusing with that, the way I just said that.
So the common Jack Nicholson Joker was this figure.
Yes.
The chase for this was him losing his makeup, and he was metallic.
I don't think his whole the whole pop was metallic. I think it was just his hat that was metallic.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. But this
and
one...
then this one's just the common metallic.
Yes.
Okay. I mean, that makes sense.
Okay, so I haven't lost anybody yet. Good.
I mean, we don't know that for sure.
True. That's a good point. Next up, we got a Jurassic Park pop coming out. We got I'm assuming it's glow in the dark, but it just might be translucent, of a green Velociraptor. And so, like I said, this is coming to box lunch. Looks pretty cool. I don't really collect Jurassic Park movies because... Not Jurassic Park movies, oh my gosh. I don't collect Jurassic Park Funko Pops because it's not like my forte, but for the Jurassic Park enthusiasts, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, it is pretty cool. I'm not a big Jurassic Park fan, but I do appreciate that their figures are super cool.
They really are. All right, next up, leading into Funkoween, we have Let's see. First up, we got some Edward Scissorhands pops coming out. Caleb, please tell me you've seen Edward Scissorhands.
I think I caught the ass end of it when I was a kid.
Caleb.
Yeah, I have not seen Edward Scissorhands.
This is one of Johnny Depp's best performances ever.
Really?
Yeah. Like, dead serious.
That's concerning.
Rude.
What do you mean rude? That is concerning.
Why is that concerning?
Because he's been in a shit ton of stuff since Edward Scissorhands.
Okay, that's true. But he does a really good job in this movie. You just need to watch it.
Yeah. We'll see.
That literally means, folks, that he ain't never gonna watch it.
That's not true.
Bullshit.
If it comes on streaming, I'll watch it.
Even if it comes on streaming, you probably won't watch it unless I sit down and watch it with you.
I mean, that's a fair point.
Ha. Okay, anyway.
But haven't we had Edward Scissorhands pop before?
Like an old ass one.
Like how old ass?
Like when Funko first came out, or at least that's what it looks like.
Serious?
Well, okay, wait, sorry. Well, okay, one was released in 2013. Yeah, so literally when Funko was just getting their footing with Funko Pops.
Huh.
Yeah.
Wasn't there first Funko Pops, weren't they Clockwork Orange?
Yes, yep, that was the first ever Funko Pop.
Yeah, isn't that Johnny Depp too?
No, I don't think so. One second.
Oh.
If I can.
It's now we need to Google that shit.
Yeah, because I forget who played the main person in A Clockwork Orange. Malcolm McDowell was in this? Oh, was it Malcolm McDowell? No, wait, I don't think it was Malcolm McDowell. I actually don't know, but it was not Johnny Depp though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was gonna say Funko's got a thing for Johnny Depp if that was the case.
All right, so with this Edward Scissorhands release, we got a bunch of Edward Scissorhand pops. So I forget the lady's name, or his kind of love interest, I guess. I don't know what the hell to call her. But anyway, so she's being released in her white dress, and then there's gonna be one where Edward is just holding his hands out, and his scissors are just hanging. What else we got? We got one that is going to be a movie moment, and it's just after he had trimmed the bushes. So this one is the one that he made into a T-Rex. And then we have one where he's kind of in his black uniform. I haven't seen this movie in years, so I don't remember a lot of these scenes.
That might be one we have to watch soon.
Yeah, dude. Definitely agree. And then for a BAM exclusive, we got kind of the same thing with I almost said Freddy, Edward. With hey, they're close enough. Just one's bad and one's good. So this one is kind of the same as the common. Edward just has his hands pointed out, but this one his face is painted blue. I don't remember this scene at all.
Yeah, I don't know this movie at all, so
you're killing me, man. You're killing me.
The only thing I know about Edward Scissorhands is that it's a Tim Burton film and Johnny Depp's in it.
Wow. Okay. Moving on before I slap Caleb through this phone screen. We got Edward showcasing his what is it called when people cut you remember when people used to cut snowflakes through with a whole bunch of pieces of paper, and then they'd fold it out and it'd be a string of snowflakes?
I don't know what that's called.
Okay, but you do know what I mean.
Yeah.
Okay, so he did it with rabbits, I think.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Dude, I've never been good at that.
Yeah, dude, I can't do it to save my life. It ain't happening.
Yeah, like, I don't know how the hell this happened, but I remember in 4th grade, we were supposed to be decorating the classroom for Christmas, and I was put in the group of people that were supposed to be cutting out those types of, like, banners or whatever.
Yeah.
And my teacher came over and walked us through it, and then when we were done, like, she taught us how to do all the folding. I followed along, and I thought I did it right. And then when she had us, like, she's like, okay, grab these edges and then spread it out. And then everyone did it, and then I, like, grabbed mine, and I, like, went out, and all of the little snowflakes were in individual pieces. And then my teacher was just like, okay, Caleb, like, you need to try again. So I tried again. And somehow the first, like, it, you know how it's supposed to be, like, the full one, and then it's like with each fold, it's like the full one, and then you end with, like, full and full.
Yeah.
Yeah, somehow the end that I was grabbed and separated, it was half of one. And then it was like, and then a full, and then a half. And my teacher's just like, how did you even do that? And I'm like, I don't know.
Did she say 3rd time's the charm and gave you another shot?
Yeah, she gave me another shot, and that one failed too. That one, all of the pieces were separated again.
And at that point, she's just like, well, Caleb Albers is a lost cause, and I quit my job.
Yeah, pretty much. Dude, I don't know how the hell I messed it up after being instructed 3 times.
Dude, I feel a lot of us did that, or at least I did. Even if they went over and over it again, I'm just like, yeah, I still ain't gonna get it.
Dude, I don't know how the hell this happened. I remember my teacher had us do this end of the year packet where we were supposed to fill out all this information about snakes. Like, there was a whole section about snakes, and I didn't study at all about snakes. So I was just like, oh shit. Okay, so this is like its own packet. It was like a zoology portion thing. But yeah, it was all about snakes, and I remember not knowing anything about it, and I cheated off the girl next to me. And when I got the paper back, I got a 0, and she got 100. And I asked my teacher, like, why because I thought I cheated. And I'm like, okay, she caught me cheating. She did not catch me cheating. I just got everything wrong. And I'm just like, well, how the hell did I get everything wrong? I cheated. Off of someone that got 100.
This just proves cheaters never prosper.
Yeah, no shit, dude. Like, I went up to her, and I was fully ready to confess that I cheated, and because she wanted to talk to me, and I was just like, oh my gosh, she's gonna know, she's gonna call my mom, blah blah blah. And then the second that I got up there, she's just like, you didn't study, did you? And I was like, what? And she's just like, it does not look like you studied at all for this. And I was just like, no, I didn't. And then she's like, you need to try harder, gave me that whole spiel, and then, like, sent me on my way. So like, I thought I was going to get in trouble for cheating. And yeah, and I was just like, I mean, I wasn't going to confess to something if she didn't know.
Yeah. Screw that.
But yeah, like, I compared answers with the girl. I'm like, hey, can I see your packet? And, like, look. And I seriously, I don't know how I messed it up. It was like I was off. I think what I did was I looked, saw what she was writing, thought of a word that was super similar to that word, and then wrote that down.
Okay. Oh. I just can't go over the fact that this is the first time you're telling me that you actually cheated.
Dude, I'm not a very good cheater.
I'm not either.
I tried cheating in high school too.
I tried cheating in 7th grade. It did not go well for me. First year in Utah. Yeah. No, it did not go well for me.
Did you get caught?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was my issue wasn't that I got caught. My issue was that I messed up.
So with did you ever have a Mr. Dickerson for science in 7th grade?
I went to a different school, or no. I had I had Mrs. Bates.
Okay, yeah, because you were at AF Junior High, right?
Yeah, for 7th and 8th.
Okay, yeah. So, the way that, I don't know what I was thinking. Stupidest thing I've ever done. Okay, so basically, the way his tests worked, you would do it online, and then you would go tell him your score. Well, my stupid ass thought, okay, well then, if I get a bad grade on the computer, he doesn't know what I got, and then I can just lie at what I actually got. So I take the test. I think I got like a 62 or something like that. And I go up to Mr. Dickerson, and I think I said like, "Oh, I got an 82." He's like, really? Well, if I bring up the actual scores, it says you got a 62. So you lied to me. You tried to cheat, and basically he threatened to give me an F, but he let me take a C minus, I think, in his class. So, yeah.
For a 60. Oh, for his class?
Yeah, for his class.
Oh. Yeah. Yeah, that's completely different. Yeah, the last time I tried cheating was in high school. During a biology test. And the way that the tests worked counted for 70% of your grade. The homework counted for 30.
Okay.
So even if you did all the homework and didn't pass if you would have failed all the tests, you would have failed the class. And I did all the homework because the homework was easy because it was just filling answers out of a book. But when it came time to do the tests, I was just like, oh my gosh, like I kept failing all these tests. And so I was on like the last test that I could fail before it was that like I failed the entire class.
Okay.
Like it wouldn't have mattered. Like she says like if you don't pass this test, it doesn't matter if you score 100 on the next two, you will fail this class. And I'm like, fantastic.
Who was your teacher?
So, this was at the early college high school at UVU.
Oh, UCAS. Okay.
Yeah. So, I was just like, fantastic. And so I was sitting down to one of the smartest girls in our grade. And so I was trying to cheat off of her. And I kept like looking over and filling out exactly what she was doing. Like exactly. And I handed in my test. She she took it, and then the next day she was grading it. And because at that school we had our classes every day.
Yeah.
So when I got to her class, she asked if I could stay after, and I was just like,
oh shit.
Yeah, and I thought the same thing as I did in 4th grade. I'm like, crap, she caught me cheating, and she said, you did you did not pass this. And I was like great. And she says, listen, I'll let you retake this if you want, but the next two tests, like, she's like, I'm not, she's like, professionally, I can't say that you should cheat. She's like, but I would strongly recommend it so you don't have to retake this class. And I just like drooped down, and she's just like, what? And I'm like, I cheated on this one. She says, who did you cheat off of? And I told her, and she's like, she scored a 96. I was just like, I don't know. And then, like, shortly after that, I got glasses and realized I can't see worth a shit.
Oh my gosh, Caleb.
Yeah, that's my cheating story.
Oh, dude, that's way better than mine. Dude, yours is freaking hilarious.
Mine freaking sucks. Like, mine is just like, how stupid is Caleb? Oh, that's stupid.
Can't even cheat off a person properly.
No. Like, apparently I'm super good at not getting caught. I'm just super shitty at actually getting the right answers.
Oh.
Ugh.
So going back to Edward Scissorhands.
Oh yeah, that's what we're talking about.
So that pop that I was just talking about, the whole thing with like I think it was bunnies. That's gonna be a Walmart exclusive. And then along with that, next up, moving into Minions, we got a couple coming out. We have a Walgreens exclusive Dracula Minion. We have a Frankenstein Minion, a Bride of Frankenstein Minion, a Creature from the Black Lagoon Minion, and a Mummy Minion. You know, someone pointed out a good point in the comments. Maybe if they were like McDonald's chicken nuggets, it would have looked cooler. Yes. Because I think McDonald's used to do that. They used to dress up just chicken nuggets in like weird outfits and everything. I would have totally collected those if Funko did that.
Dude, that would have been cool.
Instead of Minions, screw Minions.
The Minions look weird.
They do. They do not translate well to Funko Pop form.
Yeah, and I think it's the eyes.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Because they add the white, don't they?
Shit, I just had them. Yes, they do.
Yeah, I think that's what throws that off.
Yeah, I agree.
Animated characters are hard to get right with Funko.
They really are. Like, honestly, like the Toy Story Pops, I feel like they look the closest that they can to the characters, but they're still not like absolutely perfect.
Yeah. And I think it's the big head. It's hard to do an animated character that isn't humanoid. Yeah. And I know that Buzz and Woody are humanoid. It's just the big head is what throws it off.
Yeah, well, and especially considering Woody has a pretty narrow head too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it just doesn't translate well when it's not humanoid. Like Buzz, I think, is the best looking one.
Yes, I completely agree.
And I think Bo Peep looks really good. It's just the others that have different style heads.
I think
like
Jesse
Woody
actually looks. Yeah, I mean Jesse looks pretty good.
Okay, I'll give you Jesse, but when you think about it, those characters all have normal heads.
Yeah, that's true.
Woody's a little different because he has a very long head.
Yeah.
And that doesn't translate well when you put it into Funko form.
No, it does not. All right, moving on. We got some Corpse Bride Funko Pops coming out, and I want to say that these are the first ever to come out from Tim Burton's The Corpse Bride. Have you ever seen this movie?
Yes.
Did you like it?
I thought it was pretty good.
I agree. I think this is one of Tim Burton's like what's the word? Underappreciated?
It's definitely underappreciated.
Like, yeah, it does not.
I think I liked it more than I did Nightmare Before Christmas.
Well, so technically, A Nightmare Before Christmas isn't Tim Burton's.
I mean, well, Tim Burton worked on it, didn't he?
Well, yeah, but he didn't direct it.
Okay, fair enough.
Honestly, to this day, my favorite stop motion of his is actually Frankenweenie. I loved his updated version of Frankenweenie. I love that movie to death.
I don't remember liking that one.
Really? Huh.
Yeah.
For some reason, I just love that movie. I love it. So I have not seen this movie in like forever, so I forget the characters' names. Do you remember them at all?
Nope.
So
I remember the bride and the groom.
So I want to say, Johnny Depp plays the main guy.
Because of course.
And then we got a dog, which I think that was Johnny Depp's old dog. And then I want to say Helena however the hell you say her name, Helena Bonham Carter. I want to say that she plays the bride.
I think you're right.
Yep, yeah, she does. I was right.
Yeah, because Tim Burton has to put her in everything.
I mean, okay. I think her.
I'm not mad about it.
No, I know you're not. But I feel like the best casting that he ever did for her, at least to me, was casting her as the Red Queen in Alice in Wonderland. I loved her so much as her.
That was pretty good. That was really good casting.
She was fantastic in that role.
Yeah, I feel like there's a role that she was in that I liked more, but I can't think of it off the top of my head.
Is it Bellatrix? Hers Bellatrix?
Yeah, but that wasn't him casting her.
Okay, yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, but Helena Bonham, you can't go wrong with her.
No, you can't. She's a really good actress.
Yeah, she's really good. But it'll come to me eventually.
So with the Corpse Ride, we'll be having Johnny Depp and Helena Bonham Carter's characters, as well as Johnny Depp's dog coming out. And I totally forgot their names, and I apologize. But next up, adding to the zombie Marvel Zombie line, we have a zombie Silver Surfer, where he is taking off of his head, and it looks badass.
Oh, it looks so cool.
Like both Caleb
I want
and
this
I
figure
need this.
so bad.
Yeah. Thankfully, it's a Hot Topic exclusive, so it shouldn't be too hard to find.
In theory.
Yeah, but I feel the odds are somewhat in our favor with that.
I agree.
All right, next up, just got a couple more. We have, I want to say this is going to be an FYE exclusive of Stephen King, and he's holding a red balloon, and I'm assuming he's reading it. At least I hope he is. Can you imagine if he's holding the red balloon and he's reading Pet Sematary?
Dude, what a freaking middle finger.
I know,
that
right?
would be.
All right, and then last, but certainly not least, and oh wait, I'm sorry. Sorry, I totally forgot that there are some Nightmare Before Christmas ones that we got to go over really quickly. So first one we got is Jack like pulling back his like face and like making that like scary face he does to the three kids. I forget their names. Jock, Lock, and Barrel, isn't it? Aren't those names?
Isn't it Shock?
Oh yeah, it's Shock, Lock, and Barrel.
Yeah,
Shock, Lock, and Barrel. Sorry, my bad. And then after that we got Santa Claus. I think this is like literally when they first It's when the kids show Jack him, and he takes his hat because you can see like the candy in his beard. And then we got a Sally Funko Pop, and it's when she's sewing her arm back on. And then
that one's cool.
This one, I really want actually the chase of this one. This one's really cool. So it's the mayor of Halloween Town. The regular one is just him with his regular face, and then the chase is when he can turn his head into his other version. It's like his face is completely white, and then he's like holding up his the plans for next year's Halloween. Like, I really want this chase, and I'm pissed off that it's a chase. Because that's way too freaking cool.
Yeah, that was super cool.
And then we're going to be getting a 10-inch Jack Skellington, because I feel that was inevitable. But that's going to be a common. And then we'll be getting a Walgreens exclusive glow-in-the-dark Jack, but he's dressed as Dracula. And then we'll be getting a movie moment, which will be exclusive to Box Lunch. Glows in the dark, and it's Oogie Boogie, and it has, remember his like wheel that turns?
Yeah.
So it's him about to throw dice at it with the skeleton attached to it.
That
looks
one's
pretty
super cool.
Yeah, that one looks freaking awesome.
I like that one because they use like the neon paint.
Yes, and it looks.
And I think that one would look super badass under a black light.
Yes. And then next up, we got 3 Hocus Pocus pops coming out. So this is kind of a little different because the commons. So you can just buy these commonly, and it's all 3 sisters flying on. I don't think they're flying on. The 2 are flying on broom.
Yeah,
so
one's
the 2
flying
are
on a vacuum.
Yeah, sorry, I forgot about that scene. So yeah, so you can buy all of them individually, but if you want to get them in a 3-pack, you can get that at BAM. So Books A Million. So it's going to be a Books A Million exclusive. And then the crowning jewel, the one that I hate Funko for doing so much. There is going to be a 10-inch Chucky Pop, based off of his look in Child's Play 2. And I told Caleb he's got to stop me from buying 2 of these things. Because I feel I got to take one out of the box, and I got to keep one in the box. Because it's just so beautiful. Like, they got the eyebrows perfect, the freckles, just everything is just perfect.
Yeah.
I'm gonna, start crying for how perfect this Chucky Pop is.
Dude, when I saw that one, I was just like, oh shit.
Rose is screwed.
Dude, I thought I was screwed too. I'm like, how can I not?
It's like, how much do you like Chucky?
I really like Chucky. Like, he's probably one of my favorite from, the horror icons.
Okay, really quickly, can you name your top 3 favorite horror icons?
Jigsaw is my number 1. I freaking love Jigsaw.
All right.
Then it's between Michael and Chucky.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, I like Jason and I like Freddy, but I mean, compared to Michael and Chucky, they ain't shit.
Fair. That's fair.
But yeah, Jigsaw is my number 1. I love Jigsaw. Like, the first movie blew my freaking mind.
Oh, the first Saw is a horror classic. That's what it is.
Yeah, that's like the ideal what you can do with a low budget.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, yeah. So it's a tie between Chucky and Michael.
Okay. So mine's kind of like yours, but So number 1 always will be Michael Myers. Number 2, Chucky. And then number 3 is actually Jason Voorhees.
I haven't seen a lot with Jason.
You should check out the other Friday the 13th movies. They are fun. They are fun.
Yeah, I feel like I've only seen. Actually, I don't know if I've seen.
I think the only Jason movie you've seen is Freddy versus Jason.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. So I think we need to have a movie night and watch Friday the 13th.
We do, considering that Jason is a lot shorter in all the other Friday the 13th movies. The guy that plays Jason in Freddy vs. Jason did not play him in any of the other Friday the 13th movies.
Really?
Yeah, he was played by Kane Hodder, I think that's his name. And the reason why they brought in someone else is because they wanted Jason to be a lot taller than Freddy. But honestly, I wouldn't have minded them being close to height. I think it still would have been an awesome fight.
I don't know about that. I think they made a really good call making Jason taller.
You just don't have any respect for Kane Hodder, do you?
Okay, I respect it, but when I think horror icon, I like to think of someone that's like intimidating, and with my top pick being Jigsaw. Yes, Jigsaw himself isn't that terrifying or isn't that intimidating.
Yeah.
It's more the shit that he does, but it's like his little toy, or what's the little thing called?
Oh, the puppet?
Yeah.
Billy?
Does the puppet have a name?
Yeah, Billy.
Yeah, like Billy is what I think is intimidating. Like, it's not even Billy. It's the alteration of Jigsaw's voice.
Yeah, and the fact that like you just see him come out on a tricycle, he tells you like what you have to do, and then it just has him do his laugh. That's just creepy as hell.
Yeah, and it's like with the voice, it's borderline godlike. 'Cause you don't know.
Yeah,
you
don't.
know it's an altered voice. It's just, it feels like it's just coming from everywhere. It's, like I said, it's almost godlike. And then, like with Michael, he's just so big and intimidating.
Well, Michael's actually not that big.
How big is Michael? Isn't he like in the 6 foot?
I can't remember, but like Michael he honestly, I mean, he definitely got a lot more bulkier in like the later movies just because of who played him. But in like the original too, and James Jude Courtney, he is kind of like a scrawny guy. Doesn't he kind of look like it a little bit?
Not really, but maybe just.
Okay, shit. Okay, never mind. Okay, he's 6'7".
Yeah, that's a freaking monster.
Wait. Okay, wait. No, okay, sorry. No, 6 foot. No, that's Tyler Maine's height, who played him in Rob Zombie's Halloween. Nick Castle, who originally played him, he was 5'10". So he was our height. Actually, I think you're a little taller.
Okay, I'm 6'2".
I'm 5'10", or 5'11". So yeah, so Michael Myers is my height. He's supposed to be.
That would scare me significantly less than someone that's 6'7".
Well, that's Tyler Maine, and that was definitely like I feel the hugest what's the word, positive I could say about Rob Zombie's Halloween movies is that he made, considering how tall Michael Myers was, that made him truly terrifying.
Yeah, and what was it? Nick? What's his name?
Nick Castle.
Yeah, Nick Castle. He played him in the original too?
Yeah. So he is the original shape.
They did a really good job at making him seem taller.
Yeah, they did.
Like, especially the scene where he stabs one of the guys to the freaking cabinet.
Oh, yeah.
Because he,
I
like,
love that
lifts
kill.
him up, and then it looks like he's, like, at eye level
Yeah.
with Michael. So I think that's what makes you think that he's taller than freaking 5'10".
That's fair. It's amazing what you can do with camera angles.
Yeah, no joke.
Uh,
But yeah, when I think Michael, I think of someone just huge. Like,
That's
I
fair.
don't think freaking 5'10".
are you saying I'm not intimidating? Because I know I'm not.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
You bitch. All right, so moving on to Blu-ray releases. The only Blu-ray we got coming out this week is The Invisible Man. And like I said, I saw this movie in theaters when it came out. I loved it. I thought it was a really good horror movie. And I cannot wait to buy this and have Caleb experience it for the first time.
Yeah, I'm friggin' pumped for this movie.
So, yeah, I would definitely recommend you guys check out The Invisible Man. A really, really solid horror movie. All right, so since we are skipping over Sorry, we are not skipping over Adventures in Hunting. We just covered that. Since we're skipping over this week's sneak peeks and what's in the box, Caleb, what do you say we jump into this week's main event?
I say let's do it.
Hell yeah.
Time for the main event.
It's main event time.
Let's play a game.
All right, so before we jump into our main event of the evening, we have some answers from our bros. We asked a question on our social media platforms asking you guys who won in Freddy vs. Jason, Freddy or Jason? And from the looks of it, it looks like it was kind of split.
It does. Some people took the easy way out. And some people actually made a choice. So, I mean, I have those right here. Let me slide them over somewhere easier for me to read. All right, so let's start with Instagram. Our first response is from Fresh Geek Context Podcast at FGC Podcast. They said, I mean, the real answer, it was a draw, but Jason won.
I feel so. We did comment to him, but I don't know. In my opinion, and I think Caleb would agree with me, the real answer is still that Jason won.
There's an answer that I'm excited to read because I think it's going to change
Freddy
your mind.
I don't care if Freddy blinked. He got frickin' decapitated. All that Jason lost was his frickin' fingers. That's all he lost.
I mean, fair enough, but didn't he drown at the end?
Yes, but then he came out of the water at the end of the movie holding Freddy's head.
Oh, yeah, that's true. I haven't
Yeah.
seen that movie in a while. I need to rewatch it.
You do.
All right, the next answer we got is from the Untrained Eye Podcast at Untrained Eye Pod. He said, we did, you guys. We did.
We really did. Yes. We as the fans definitely won.
Hell yeah. I think the only other fight that would have been freaking amazing is, and you've been bitching about it since you introduced me to this movie, Michael versus Jason.
Yes. That would be a fight I would pay for.
Oh, that would just, can you say nerdgasm?
Yep, you can say that. A lot of people have thrown out the idea of, have you ever seen any of the Leprechaun movies?
I have not.
Do you know who the Leprechaun is?
I believe I do.
So people have thrown out the idea of Chucky versus Leprechaun.
Dude, that would be dope.
Right?
especially if they were to reboot the Leprechaun and then go use like the new Chucky versus the Leprechauns.
Oh, so Mark Hamill's Chucky and not Brad Dourif's Chucky?
Yeah.
Okay, I could see that. Ooh, that'd be interesting.
Ooh, that'd be way cool. Shy from Friday Night Movies. He's at Pancake 4 Table. He said, Freddy. He's the king. Jason has the brute force, but Freddy is the freaking dream master.
Shy, you failed.
Ooh, and Rose has thoughts.
You failed me. Okay. So I get that Freddy can, regenerate everything and all this shit, but I'm basing it off of the ending of Freddy versus Jason. And to me, considering that Jason walks out fully intact except for a couple of fingers on his right hand, and literally all that's left of Freddy is his head, to me, Jason clearly won. There's no doubt about it. Jason clearly won. I'm sorry. I'm taking that to my grave.
Dude, I cannot wait to read
Shit.
this Twitter one.
Shit.
So that's all of our answers on Instagram. Moving over to Twitter, we got a response from Delvin Cox at Delvin_Cox. He said, honestly, I don't think I remember watching that movie.
Sad days. You should go
Yeah.
rewatch it right now, man.
I told him that I wish that he made better choices for himself.
Damn. Way to cut him when he's... Way to kick him while he's down, bro.
Yeah. So the next response is from, I'm assuming this means Reverend. So Reverend Johnny Blumpkin at Blumpkin Show. He said Satan. He got the horror movie version of LeBron versus Kobe that basketball fans never did.
What the hell? I don't know how to respond to that.
I mean, he's not wrong.
He's not wrong, but that is just the most not out there comment. Yeah, I'm gonna say it's the most out there comment I've ever heard. When you ask the question, who won in Freddy versus Jason?
I thought that was a great answer.
That is a great answer. That really is.
Next up, we got D Loves Amy at D Loves Amy. Said, this fight will always end in a draw. It comes down to who had the best moves. Freddy looked like he was doing martial arts or something.
That's kind of true. Honestly, the way that when it's their final fight, the fact that Freddy just keeps going crossing his hands and just going ham on Jason.
Yeah, but Shy freaking nailed it. Jason has brute force, and D Loves Amy got it too. Freddy's freaking bringing that Bruce Lee shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, so. Next up, we got Mixed Media Forest Podcast at Media Forest Cast. He said, the answer is neither. It was a fun fight, but a spirit can't destroy another spirit.
Ooh, that's a really good answer.
Yeah, right?
Yeah. Because, that's true. They're not living entities anymore.
Nope.
You son of a bitch. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. No, that was a great answer, dude. Oh, fantastic answer. Damn, that got me thinking.
Yeah, that's not even the one I wanted to read to you.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, I'm saving that one for last because it's just freaking perfect. Next up, we got Adulting with Donnie at Adulting Donnie. He said, Jason is the only answer here. He was the most awesome killer. He froze a girl's face off. He broke a jaw with a baseball. He even beat a girl repeatedly using another girl tied in a sleeping bag. and he was a space traveler, Jason always wins.
My man, you right.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen?
Have
you seen? Wait, no, yeah, you haven't seen Jason X.
No, I've not.
Yeah, it's very interesting. Yeah, Jason goes to space.
That's weird.
You'll have to watch it. It's explained how, but yeah, you'll have to watch it. It's the most out there Friday the 13th movie ever.
Yeah. Was the whole him beating a girl with another girl in a sleeping bag in Freddy vs. Jason?
No. I think that actually was in Jason X as well, because they're trying to do like a hologram kind of thing, and trying to relive like what it's like on Earth. I may be totally wrong because I haven't seen these movies in years, but Jason comes in on their like holographic party and just picks up one that's in the sleeping bag and starts killing her with the other.
Good hell.
Really, it's awesome. It's an awesome kill.
Yeah, I haven't watched that. Do you have that? I want to watch that.
Jason X, yeah. I think it's included in my Friday the 13th collection.
You need to bring your collection over.
Okay,
so we can watch that.
We're not watching Friday the 13th first. We're watching that one first.
And then our last response comes to us from Stone Rhino at Sinjun45. He says, if you think about it, Freddy's entire goal was to get himself talked about again or feared again, which he accomplished. So, it's more like Jason won the battle, but Freddy won the war.
I hate you.
Ah! I knew it.
Gosh damn it, that's a good answer.
I knew that one was going to freaking piss you off.
Yeah, dude, I can't argue that at all. Because he's absolutely right. I can't argue that at all.
Doesn't
Damn
that
it,
freaking
man.
blow?
Yeah, dude, that is such a great answer, but I hate you. I'm just kidding, I love you. Oh, dude, damn, you knocked it out of the park. You SOB.
Well, that is all the responses we got on social media this week. So thank you to each and every one of you that answered our question of the week this week.
Yes, thank you so much. We promise we still love you all, even though some of you are wrong. Just kidding.
I think he's talking to you, Shy.
We love you, Shy. We promise.
So with that, I think we can get into Rose's Dreamcast of a Freddy vs. Jason sequel.
Yes, which I am titling Freddy vs. Jason Resurrected.
Hell yes. Freaking love it.
I'm glad you like it better than just Freddy vs. Jason 2. You probably would have kicked me if I called it that.
Yeah, because it's lazy.
All right. So my idea is not all over the place, but like I have a way to bring like Freddy back. I don't know how to bring like Jason back into it. I'll explain. So I want the movie to pick up right after the first one left off. After Jason walks out of Crystal Lake with Freddy's head, he places it on a tree stump and slashes it to bits with his machete. Yeah, Jason ain't playing no games. He's tired of this mother.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like it.
He then walks back into the woods, not never to be seen again, but like he's not heard from for quite a while. The camera. So like I totally have like this whole opening shot planned out. The camera pans over to Freddy's headpieces and then focuses on his eye. It doesn't blink though, and then cue title card. So it's like Freddy can't come back, or so we think.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. All right, so 10 years after the events, so title card says 10 years later. So 10 years after the events of Freddy vs. Jason, it is decided to open back up Camp Crystal Lake, because Camp Crystal Lake hasn't been open for like so many freaking years. I don't even know how long. But the events of Freddy vs. Jason never really got out to the public. So, like, no kids know about, no kids really know about Freddy coming back yet. Honestly, the way that my sequel is, Freddy never truly came back. Because Jason destroyed him, Freddy never came back. So
Okay.
the whole fight between them, no one really ever knew about it. So they just assume that it's safe to reopen to a whole new generation, and just So I guess people just forgot about crazy killer walking around Camp Crystal Lake killing campers. No one remembers about Jason. So as campers arrive and are getting settled in, the story of Jason starts to kind of make its way around, because even though Freddy's not known Freddy is still well known, but Jason is kind of like a ghost story in Camp Crystal Lake. Like, everyone knows that every couple of years, because he was drowned in the lake, he would return to seek his revenge for. I can't remember if I know part of his revenge is for avenging his mother's death, but I don't remember if he's avenging himself for the counselors not watching him when he was he drowned when he was a child.
Okay, I haven't seen the other Friday the 13th, so I don't know.
Oh, spoiler alert! Yeah, basically, that's the reason why Jason drowned in Camp Crystal Lake, is because the counselors weren't watching him. And
okay,
like, kind of, don't you remember that scene in Freddy vs. Jason when the kids are like leading Jason to the edge of the dock, and they put that bag over his head and throw him into the water, and just because he can't swim, that's how he. Although I think it's altered a little bit just because Freddy's the one that drowns him.
right?
Yeah. So. Okay, sorry. Okay, I think actually okay, I'm sorry. Actually, so Freddy actually, trying to think, like, I think, like, maybe, like, kids will start telling ghost stories about Freddy. Maybe it's just, like, something they've heard from their parents. Because, I mean, yeah, Freddy did actually happen. Like, the other Nightmare on Elm Street movies did happen.
Okay. Isn't Freddy like kind of a ghost story as well?
That's true. So then should they just both
I can see why. I mean, wouldn't that be like the biggest reason why no one talks about like Freddy or talks about Jason? Because they're both ghost stories.
Well, that's true, but I feel like, honestly, the way I look at it, I think the kids would be more telling the story about Freddy, and the counselors would be the ones more so telling about Jason, because what I'm thinking, because, like, the counselors are teenagers or, like, maybe even adults, they know that with Freddy, even though they think that, like, it's just a hoax, but they've heard that if he's talked about, that's how he gains his power. So they try not to talk about him, but whereas with Jason, he's just kind of like, he's just like a killer. So they kind of like, that kind of like scares them a little more, that literally, like, they don't know if he's still out there. He could come back at any time. Does that kind of make sense?
Okay. Yeah.
Sorry, I kind of had like a hard, like, I thought I had like a really solid idea, but like, I actually had a hard time writing a sequel to this movie.
Yeah, I think bringing Jason back is a lot easier than bringing Freddy.
It is. It absolutely is.
But if you think about it, like what Mixed Media Forest said and Stone Rhino said, you can't, a spirit can't kill or destroy another spirit.
Yeah, that's
And
true.
Freddy's goal was to be talked about again and feared again.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you could technically say that being talked about again and feared again by, like, children, that's kind of what would bring him back.
Yeah, okay, there we go.
And then with Jason, like you said, he just walked into the forest, never to be seen again. But, like, he could just come back because Camp Crystal Lake's being used again.
Yeah. There we go. So, where was I? So the story of Freddy Krueger begins to circulate the camp more and more until every camper knows who Freddy Krueger is. One after the other, children begin to have dreams about Freddy, giving him the power to come back. Once he's back, he begins once he's back, he begins imitating Jason and making the counselors think it's him. So, he can be like seen in the background, just like holding a machete, or because they're never really told like how tall Jason is. So, and if you see a silhouette with just holding a machete, I don't think you really care if it's the real Jason or not. You're gonna get scared shitless.
Right. Something cool that you could do if you were to make Camp Crystal Lake like a really popular location where there's just a ton of kids there.
Yeah.
You could have it that the word spreads about Freddy because someone from Elm Street comes to Camp Crystal Lake, and then they start spreading the word about Freddy.
Okay, I like that.
And so the more and more people that start to learn about Freddy and like get kind of scared of him, that helps him kind of build his body back. Like, as if he got chopped up, like as if he got freaking like jacked to shit, then you could like show him like maybe each and every night kind of like reforming to his full form.
That would honestly be really cool, considering I haven't seen all the Nightmare on Elm Street movies, but I don't think that's ever been shown. Because in Freddy vs. Jason, all of a sudden he's just back in action.
Yeah, so just kind of show the step by step, and then once everyone in the camp knows about him and is like fearing him, it would also kind of explain why he's still at Camp Crystal Lake, because that's where the center of all the fear is coming from.
Okay, yes, I like it. I love it.
And then Jason gets peeved.
Yeah.
About for something.
So during kind of leading into that. So during this time, children begin to turn up missing. Soon, two whole cabins full of kids are gone. The counselors don't know what to do, and to top it all off, Jason has returned.
That would be dope. Because doesn't Jason kill teenagers that are trying to have sex?
Yes.
Like, isn't that his MO?
Yeah, he believes in safe sex.
Yeah, so I mean, with that, you could have bring him back with the counselors getting frisky.
There you go.
And then, so if that's the case, if that's the situation there, then it could be that he gets brought, maybe it's the counselors. Maybe the counselors aren't very fond of each other at first. Or a couple of the counselors aren't very fond of each other at first. And then it's just as more time passes, Freddy's becoming better well known and they're growing closer and closer until the day where they start to go, they run off to go do their nasty shit in the forest, and Jason comes back after them, and then Freddy is basically all reformed.
Just like, no, 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 no.
Yeah. And then, I don't know, then they do your...
Yeah.
I don't,
So,
I'm just, thinking of how why or how Jason would come back. And
yeah, no, I get you.
if that's his MO, killing people that are having unsafe sex. I mean,
He's
that
like
could
in the
bring...
woods. Can you imagine if he's just like sitting in the woods and he's just like, I didn't hear the package of a condom opening. Here I come.
Dude, could you imagine just like a comedy of Jason where has the ability to talk, and you just see him storming through the forest with his machete, and he's just like, son of a bitch, like every freaking time, and just bitching them out, and he's just like, just have safe sex, that's all you have to do, and just and then just unloading on them.
That would be amazing. All right.
So anyway, continue.
So Freddy, being the strongest he's ever been, heads back to Camp Crystal Lake. Not Camp Crystal Lake. I'm sorry. Heads back to Elm Street, and he returns back to the original Elm Street house, 1428 Elm, but not before being confronted one last time by Jason, who follows him back to Elm Street after all this. So, but...
Okay, so that would work because Jason, quote-unquote, won the first one, then Freddy sees Jason at Crystal Lake, and then he gets freaking panicky, runs away to Elm Street, and then maybe Jason while he's killing the counselors, sees Freddy.
There we go.
And then that's why he's just like, oh, this bitch. And then follows him to Elm Street.
Can he please say that? That's the first time Jason talks, and he's going to say, this bitch. All right, so... Okay, Jason confronts Freddy, and Freddy... So Freddy is going to make sure that this is the last time that the two meet. Jason cuts off Freddy's arms and then his leg, but it's no use because, Freddy can
reform.
Yeah, reform.
Or regenerate.
Reform. Yeah. So they grow back. Freddy cuts off the remainder of Jason's fingers. Slashing him to death, Freddy takes one final blow to the stomach by Jason before stabbing him in the chest with his own machete. Freddy. So this is the whole fight is taking place on the lawn of 1428 Elm. Or no, let's just say the whole street, because I don't know if they can really just stay on one lawn. All right, so. Okay, so Freddy stabs Jason. So sorry. So, oh my gosh, one final blow to the stomach by Jason before stabbing him in the chest with his own machete. Freddy, once again, stabs Jason's eyes out one more time, and Jason falls to his knees, his whole body drenched in blood. Now, I'm trying to think of, what is, a badass line, or, what is, kind of a dick line that Freddy would say to Jason before delivering one final blow. Because I have
a blow.
So I have go.
He...
So this is what I have. Go be with your mother, Jason, you bad dog. Because that's what he says to him in the movie. I don't know. I'm trying to think of a better line. But so after he says that, Freddy cuts Jason's head off, and Jason's body falls to the ground in slow motion. Freddy picks up his head and takes it to Camp Crystal Lake one last time. He tosses it into the water, giving Jason a proper burial. The camera shows his head slowly sinking to the bottom of Camp Crystal Lake. Jason Voorhees is no more. Freddy, relieved he has finally won, heads back to Elm Street to spread his reign of terror to a whole new generation.
Wait, so you want Freddy to win?
Yeah, I'm having Freddy win.
The fuck?
Yeah, I feel with Freddy, considering that he can just keep coming back because people are still fearing him, there's, I don't know, with Jason, there is a way, I feel, to ultimately actually kill him, to where Freddy actually fully wins. With Jason winning, I feel it's kind of impossible because Freddy can just keep coming back.
Okay, Freddy is like the Dream Master.
Yes.
If we're going off of Shai's comment. So is the dream like a different dimension?
See, I have, honestly, the only Nightmare on Elm Street movie I've seen is the original, and I don't remember them, talking about that at all.
That might be some research we need to do.
Yeah, I mean, I was kind of just basing mine off of, just Freddy versus Jason.
Right. Because what I'm thinking, so it is also another ambiguous ending. That's the right word, isn't it?
I'm pretty sure.
Okay. So where it's another just not sure what's going on. If the fight, if it does take place on Elm Street, but it's going back and forth between the real world and Freddy's nightmare dimension.
Okay, that'd be trippy.
Yeah, and if it's
But that'd
going
be really
back
cool.
and forth, because I mean, if you still want Freddy at the height of his power at the end and not defeated, then it could be that while they're fighting back and forth, maybe Freddy takes the final blow from Jason in the nightmare dimension, transports them back to the real world, and then does the funeral thing, and then when he goes back to Elm Street and goes nightmare dimension again, or no, if he goes to Camp Crystal Lake, because so far I don't know. This is me not knowing shit about Jason, other than he kills naughty teenagers. If he kills, so Freddy kills Jason in the nightmare realm on Elm Street. He takes Freddy and his body back to Crystal Lake, throws him in the lake.
Wait,
and then
he takes Jason's body back? You just said Freddy takes Freddy's body.
Yeah, he takes Jason's body. Sorry, he takes Fred.
It's funny.
Jason. Gosh damn it! He takes Jason's body back to Crystal Lake, throws him in the lake, and then maybe he gets pulled into the nightmare dimension where Jason's at. So
Okay.
maybe now there's because how I always imagined it, from what you've explained, is that Jason's not really a spirit. He's just kind of someone he's more like Michael in my eyes. He's a human that's just jacking shit up.
Yeah, that's really what he is.
Okay, so because he died in the nightmare dimension, or I'll say the nightmare realm or whatever, he lives on in the nightmare realm and basically becomes the Freddy of Camp Crystal Lake.
Dude, I love that.
And so, like, Freddy goes and throws his mortal body into the lake, says a little, like, F you, bitch, and then turns around and Jason's there, like, standing behind him, like, all freaking giant and shit. And maybe kind of has, like, a red aura around him.
Okay.
That's somewhat, like, related to the Nightmare Realm.
Yeah.
And so Jason becomes the Freddy of Camp Crystal Lake. And Freddy's just like, oh, fuck. And then it ends.
Okay, I like this. Okay, so with how your ending is going, would there be a third one?
There could, but that also leaves it to, if, like, they're both immortal.
I don't know how
Because
I feel
if-
to think about that.
Yeah,
That just
so,
feels like all hell's broke loose.
like, so Freddy's able to regenerate himself out of fear. And so you see that slow process at the beginning of him able to do that because he's a creature of, or a personage of the Nightmare Realm.
Mm-hmm.
And so as he grows to power, he can, like, regenerate himself, and then he becomes, like, fully powerful once all these people are fearing him. And since he kills Jason in the Nightmare Realm, Jason becomes a servant of the Nightmare Realm as well. And so you
freaking cool.
Yeah, and then it could be like they're constantly fighting.
I like this. So no one ever truly wins.
Exactly. And then you could, like, leave it where at the end, like, yes, Jason's mortal body was destroyed, but now he lives on immortally because Freddy effed up.
I love it.
And then they're able to go between the real world and the Nightmare Realm. And so you could even end it with frickin' Freddy getting bushwhacked with Jason's machete.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Where he, like, turns around, bumps into Jason, he's just like, oh shit, and then, like, gets sliced or something. Where it's just kind of like, you don't know who lives or dies or whatever. Like, you just see, because you got to imagine that Jason's all freaking beat to shit, right?
Yeah.
Like, in his mortal form.
Yeah.
And then when Freddy goes around and bumps into him, he's all fresh, like, new mask and new clothes, and they're not, like, tattered or anything. And it's just like a reborn Jason.
That would look so dope. So dope.
That'd be sick.
That would really be sick.
Who's in charge of, like, the Nightmare on... Is it Blumhouse?
No, it's so New Line Cinema is in charge of both the Nightmare on Elm Street franchise as well as the Friday the 13th franchise.
Okay, I'm tagging them in this.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, because that would be dope. Because then it's just like, if you wanted to do a third one, you technically could, but it's also, you don't have to because there wouldn't be any real stakes in that one.
Yeah, and honestly, like, I love that you bring up the whole, like, Jason becomes, like, immortal, and, you know, like, now he is in, like, the Nightmare Realm, and that just totally works perfectly for Freddy vs. Jason Resurrected. Fits perfectly.
In both senses, because Freddy gets resurrected, and then Jason does.
Yes.
Oh, shit.
Bam.
Dude, we just freaking... Oh my gosh. Every year that this doesn't get made.
Only sucky thing is, I think Robert Englund said he doesn't have it in him to do another Freddy Krueger movie. So it's like, damn it.
He doesn't?
No.
Why not?
He is
Just
kind
'cause
of
he's
getting up
old?
there in age. Yeah, he is kind of getting up there in age.
No,
I know. Nobody else can play Freddy Krueger.
they can't. Damn.
We might have to make it animated. I'm just kidding.
I don't think it'd have the same effect.
No, it wouldn't. No horror movie I feel would have the same effect if it's animated.
Yeah. I mean, if you did this whole thing where Jason ends up in the nightmare realm, you would kind of have to foreshadow in the beginning, or just somewhere where people are learning about Freddy. Like, maybe someone asks how Freddy came to be, and like, because do we know Freddy's origin story?
So basically, so he was a child killer. He would kidnap children and kill them, and then the parents of the children decided to take matters into their own hands, and basically burned him alive. And somehow, I don't remember how, he was able to come back. But the way he came back, he was able to go into children's dreams and basically control their dreams and like and make it to where it's possible to actually kill them in their dreams or nightmares, whatever.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so that would lead into the whole nightmare realm.
Yeah,
thing.
it would. Yeah,
like someone could
did.
ask what his origin is, and they could say that he accessed. I mean, I hate the trope of like deal with the devil, or maybe it could be like the devil rejected him, and he had he somehow gained access to the nightmare realm. Obviously, you don't have to call it the nightmare realm. That sounds very like mythological.
I like it.
I mean, there's got to be something else that you can call it, because when I say realm, I'm thinking Thor.
That's fair.
Like the land of nightmares, or just something like that. Just something where it's that it's not Earth. And so you can say something that he maybe like on his way to hell, he found a way to travel into the land of nightmares, and he chose to live his life there, and then figured out how to kill people from there, and have this whole thing being like, if you die, like this whole thing saying that if you die in the land of nightmares, you live there forever. Like you're stuck there forever. And then it would make sense when they're traveling back and forth, Jason and Freddy, in their final fight, while they're traveling back and forth, and Freddy takes the final blow where he feels he has the most power in the land of nightmare. He kills Jason there and then transports them back to the real world.
Okay.
And so Jason's final breath was taken in the land of nightmares. And then Freddy does like his whole thing with the body and whatnot, just because we're the adversary or we're the foe or whatever.
Yeah.
And then turns around and bumps into him.
So apparently in the Nightmare series, it's just called the Dream World.
The Dream World? Okay,
yep.
So yeah, just call it Dream World.
Okay.
Just like somehow he got access to that and blah, 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 blah. And then like the final shot, like you could end it on multiple different shots. Where it's like after Freddy throws Jason's body in the lake, turns around, starts walking, and then bumps into Jason. And then you just see the final shot of Jason and Freddy. Then you could also have like them slashing at each other, just doing something, just crazy.
Honestly, I think a cool final shot would be going off of how what happened in one of their fights in Freddy vs. Jason, when Jason goes to swing his machete and Freddy clasps it between his two hands.
Yeah, that'd be dope.
Right?
Yeah, so end it with that, and then just have, like, I don't know, the red aura or something, or have Freddy go, like, have Freddy be in the real world, and then you see him transfer to the dream world, turn around, and then, like, bump into Jason and be like, oh, fuck. Dude, this would be a dope sequel.
Dude, it really would. This is coming together so well.
Hell yeah. Oof. That'd be so sick. All right. You got anything else?
No, I think we covered it pretty damn well.
Hell yeah. Well, that concludes this episode. If you liked what you hear, want to hear more of our stuff, you can follow and subscribe to us wherever you listen to podcasts. We are basically everywhere you can listen. You can also catch all of our episodes on YouTube, as well as some videos that we will be trying to make. You can also catch catch us on social media. We are on Facebook, facebook.com/theallbros. We are on Twitter and Instagram @theallbros. Hit us up with episode ideas. If you want to answer our question of the week, we post one weekly, usually.
We try to, at least.
Yeah, or if you would want to join us on an episode, we would love to have anyone on. You can also email us at theallbroschannel@gmail.com, and you can do everything. You can listen to our show, message us, all of that at our website, which is tinyurl.com/theallbros. And on that site, there are also links to our merch store, which is on tpublic.com. You can find it on the website, like I said, or go to tpublic.com/user/theallbros channel and pick yourself up some Allbros merch. I'm pretty sure I'm going to have the Freddy vs. Jason stuff up on, I'm going to say, Tuesday after this episode is released.
That's when I'll definitely.
So yeah, it's just going to be the episode art.
Yeah.
So whatever the episode art, you can get that on a shirt or a phone case or a notebook or whatever the hell you want it on. So yeah, so go check that out. And next week, I think we are going to be doing a breakdown of the movie Countdown.
That rhymed.
It's going to be a countdown breakdown.
Yep.
Yeah, so look forward to that next week. And until then, this has been the All Bros Podcast. I'm Caleb.
And I'm Jonathan.
And we'll catch you guys next week. Deuces.
So long. Gets worse every week.
Yeah, that was pretty bad.